got social media, we got likes and comments and stuff like that, and that's giving people the false validation. But when that gets turned off, you still trying to figure out, you still want somebody to say, you still want somebody to like your picture, you know, you want your person to do that. But realistically, like you said, what you got going on, you're supposed to be whole by yourself. Like, you're supposed to have stuff, you know, situated by yourself. Like for me and my upbringing, I feel like, yes, you know, I grew up with parents, married and stuff like that. I saw marriage because of obligation. Kids was there. We need to come together to take care of this. We need to come together to take care of that because it makes the most sense. We created this stuff. We don't want a broken home. However, the kids was going to grow and leave. And when the kids grow and leave, and it's just y'all two and y'all empty nesting, I don't even like you. I just had distractions because we was raising our kids together.
So here's the thing, y'all. We have to realize as parents that we raise our kids, we raise our kids so that they can leave us. Right? And we get so caught up in the here and now that we forget that they're going to leave us. And I've experienced that in many different ways, right? And I think that's why I'm really big on to you pour into your mate more into you and more than you pour into your kids. Because at the end of the day, them kids gonna leave you because they're gonna live their own life. And that's what they should do.
That's what's supposed to happen.
Like they supposed to do.
But if you are constantly pouring into your children and not pouring into your partner,
when the kids is gone,
and if your partner leaves, or your partner is checked out, that breeds a whole lot of that breeds a lot of discontent. That breeds a lot of and the modern woman will say, well, many of men, I won't say them, I won't say all. I won't say all. I will say a significant few. A significant few will say, "Oh, well, Chris, you being selfish." No, I don't think that I am. Because if you're not, and that goes back to that 3 P's, right? If you're not pouring into your mate and you're pouring more into your kids than your spouse, then that just breeds so much discontent, that breeds so much unhappiness, you know, that the relationship has a very high probability of failing.
I agree. And what I noticed also, I guess just again, growing up with my parents and then, you know, trauma happened, stuff like that. My brother passed away, the whole shebang. I'm the youngest. So when I was out the house, they got to relearn themselves too, as not parents no more. They empty nesters. We're adults. We gone. Y'all gave us our foundation. We out here. We leaving. We trying to find ourselves as well. Y'all too got to learn how. Y'all have to figure out, who are we without children now? It's been 20 years. It's been 30 years. Who are we together? They still growing too. Y'all are still growing too. Y'all are still evolving too as people. And I agree with you. You know, when you're not pouring into each other as a couple, at that point, that's why I said, you know, I understand like the therapies and stuff like that it's a hit or miss, but sometimes you're too far gone.
Yeah. So Erica, I want to hear your perspective. So you got children that are in our same age, in our same age range.
Yeah, because I'm like, y'all, we live in 2 different worlds. I
understand.
But what do you say about that? I mean, what is your takeaways? What are your thoughts?
I think people have been people all along, and each generation has its own
twist. Because you said something earlier about, you said, what makes y'all think that we ain't seen this before?
Yeah, I mean, look, everybody's neighborhood, that was the lady.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Who everybody thought, she didn't have a husband.
But she had many.
But she had many kind of things going. Most neighborhoods had that. The issue now is y'all get to see everybody's. And we just had Miss Jones down the street.
Who was gossiping.
And we had the gossiping one. We had the one who they said, who she fast. Don't let your man go around her. It has always been. I think now it's just with the social media and the instantness of everything.
It's
so fast that your mind, I think we're doing things that are just not natural. So our minds can't keep up. And we're going in this.
Whereas what you said back in the day, people had a little more time to think about the words, the gossip, or what came in. Whereas now, so we see our
so
much
information.
So
much of it is
information literally moves at the speed of light.
Yeah. So I think it's the different environments, but there was always the lady in the juke joint. There was always the different ones who was the sophisticated lady, and they drove the Cadillac.
So the lady that drew joint for them, they fought for us. They brought them back.
It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just a different generation and a different way of it happening. Like I said, with all this technology, it plays different.
Like what y'all call a lady of the night?
We
brought them home.
She was a host. A prostitute was the one who got paid and was working.
Right.
But then there was just a host. She might have got a light bill paid or something like that. That's a host. So
it's different.
So it's a difference between. We might have to edit this, but it's a difference between a slut and a hoe.
Yes.
Now,
one's getting paid, one ain't. And that's the other thing too. I feel like today, and we don't want to say it, but I feel like today the fact that women are so, what you gonna do? What you gonna pay? What exactly are you doing other than being a prostitute?
Yep, that's it.
We don't want to say that word.
You can't call them that.
You can't say that word, but at the end of the day, if you really
look at the game hard.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't hate the game.
Okay.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Exactly, and some of the men they'll do it because look,
men have always.
Exactly. They always done that. They've
always
always done it, but I feel like now because of social media, because of people trying to keep up, you see these celebrities and how they live, and I want to look like them. You don't realize that, girl. You one of those. Like you giving it all for a bag. Once upon a time, you called it something. But at the end of the day, what are you really doing? Are you really just, I'm just trying to have my man provide for me?
So I want to throw this question to you, Erica. So the modern woman, you are, to say the least, very successful.
I'm okay.
You're okay.
You're going into politics. You're more than okay. She a politician.
So how do you navigate? Watch this now.
Getting deep in
here. You go, no. See, I'm drinking water.
See, you should drink the wine tonight.
Okay, what? Go ahead.
How did you navigate? And you say you spent half of your life with this one particular man. And as you were on your career and entrepreneurial journey, how did you balance your goals and aspirations in becoming successful and managing to balance your husband, your home, your children? Because I think what's not really said is I'm assuming that Denzel Washington's wife is pretty successful.
Oh, he said
she was a concert pianist.
Yeah, he talked about the accolades. Yeah, he constantly.
Yeah.
So for the modern woman, in your opinion, how do they manage that? How do they juggle those competing different? Because in that same clip, you see Stephen Curry's wife?
Yeah,
and she was losing her shit.
She was mad.
Yeah,
I was just like, woman. In 10 years,
Yeah.
she ain't getting no male attention and stuff. And she just, I just want to know I got it. I just said, woman, if you don't have a talk with that man, with your husband, like you in 10 years, you ain't in 10 years you upset because you ain't getting male attention. Sometimes you just want to know you got it. She's trying to see if she can get her groove back.
See, and I can't even believe that is true because I think she's attractive in her own.
She is.
She's beautiful.
So yeah,
what you mean?
But that goes back to what I'm saying though, Erica, because you still look good now, but and I can just imagine.
Thank you.
I can imagine what you were 20, 30 years ago. So, but what I'm saying though, you being in that same aspect of Stephen Curry's wife, right? Mm-hmm. And you were building your career. Mm-hmm. You're going through your entrepreneurial journey. And I think this is some of the things that the modern woman now is going through. Mm-hmm. Like, how did you manage that? How did you juggle that all at one time? Because, you know, you see different fallouts of, well, if this man is not doing this, that, and the third, then I can't have more. On the other extreme, on the other extreme, like Rel, you were talking, it's like, oh, I gotta have a man, right? Mm-hmm. So how?
Ain't that I don't want one.
Exactly. Look, listen. That's why I'm like, look, I ain't saying I don't want nobody here. I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
So how did you juggle that? And what are your thoughts on that?
I think most women, and again, maybe because I'm older, and I can't even say that because I know some young women who are doing the same.
But are they the exception or the norm? I'm wondering if they're the exception.
And people, you say that in my circle.
Okay.
In my circle, I only know my circle. I'm not online following people because I really don't care. And I think that you have to be grounded in who you are. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And nobody's grounded no more.
And you got to love yourself, because I can't love you if I don't love me totally. Mm-hmm. I got to love me more than I love you. Other than that, I can't give you, in my opinion, I can't give you the love that you would need. Mm-hmm. You got to love yourself enough. I got to love myself enough. And then we two whole people coming together, mm-hmm. and not a half a person who I don't really like me because I got these insecurities and that kind of thing. And we all have them. I have a sister who says her slogan is, everybody's got some shit. Mm-hmm. You got to decide what shit you want to deal with. Mm-hmm. I think you decide that if it's worth going the distance for, you do it. Again, I have my daughter and her friends are my examples of what this younger generation does. And then I have some family members and some friends who have family members who do the total opposite. Mm-hmm. So I don't think there's much difference then and now. Mm-hmm. I just think the exposure is different. I think that somewhere along the way, a lot of times, a lot of us have lost our morals. Mm-hmm. And that we don't have enough self-esteem.
Mm. That part.
I can't understand why a woman allows a man to call her a B word. I am not your hoe. I am not your, don't degrade me. Mm-hmm. and say you love me in the same breath. To me, that's mind-boggling to me. So I think for us, especially as a race of people, we got to love each other first. We got to stop killing each other. We got to stop calling each other all these names. Mm-hmm. And then I think we can we got to love each other in a different way.
So I'm going to challenge you, Erica.
Okay.
Is that an unrealistic expectation?
Mm-hmm. In 2026.
Because we've been saying that, so hold on.
Okay.
We've been saying that for years. King was saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And King been going a long time.
Long time.
And it's a bunch of Negroes, and I'm trying to be YouTube friendly.
Okay.
Right?
Oh dear, huh?
You can't say the word.
Yeah, so I'm trying to be YouTube friendly. But it's a bunch of Negroes out in the world that let me put it this way. Negroes make it hard for black folk.
Yeah.
Okay, I can understand that.
Yes,
I just think it's so mainstream that it's acceptable. So it's acceptable now for me. It's acceptable now for me to say certain words in front of a small child. Mm-hmm. Where when I was coming up, there was such a thing as a grown folks conversation.
Me too.
Yeah.
And there is no such thing now. These kids the babies need a grown person's attention. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a parenting issue.
That is a parenting issue.
And so I don't know if it's something that could happen.
I
think you can all.
It happens because I live that. I live that, and then when your kids hear about what mommy and daddy is doing and whatnot, then they start to form their own opinion, and
which could be biased by one parent.
Correct. And the other piece to it too is, one, their mind shouldn't be at that place anyway.
And they can't even process that kind of information.
And two, well, yeah, that's exactly it. And two, they can't process that information because they haven't lived long enough. So they think everything is linear. You know, you go to A to B to C.
Exactly.
And that's not how life works.
Yeah.
And they will hold resentment because they haven't, and I've told my kids this as well, and I've heard this with other people, and you know, with older people, and Erica, you probably said this before. Just keep living.
Yeah.
Just keep living. And the same thoughts that I had when I was younger, I don't look at things the same way because I had to live and I had to experience.
Yeah, it's a growth process. It's a growth process.
But as a child, like I said, they think everything is linear, A to B to C.
Because that's learning.
Exactly. That's just them learning. That's how their brains is wired.
Yeah.
And then you start showing.
But going back though to that though, is that an unrealistic expectation? Because I still think there's more Negroes than it is good black folk.
I don't think that they're more. I think
they're a lot more louder. I
was about to say I think they're more vocal. I also think that we have to realize that the system is set up for us to degrade each other. And so now we just do it in a different way. So before we would look back in the day, I would assume they wouldn't told the master on us. Now they let us do it to each other.
But okay, so
now they let us do it to each other.
So
and just be happy, like, you know what, they gonna do it by themselves. Oh my gosh, I read something and they said, you know, when slavery and stuff happened, like before, ain't nobody thinking about races before. Before it was like, you know what, they the rich ones, they the poor ones, and then they realized, hey,
there was a classism.
Exactly. Hey, they gonna take over. So let's go ahead and do some kind of separation at this point because they got the most going on. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody is adopting what we got going on, but we're not realizing
that they always taken from us.
Well,
you know,
and not to get biblical. And Kyle, I forget the Bible character, but in the Old Testament, God talks about, you know, that we are stiff-necked people, and I forget who Yah was talking to, but he said something to the fact. I want to say it was Noah. I don't think so, but he said something to the effect of these Negroes down here. You know, I'm making it funny for you.
Yeah. I get it. Okay.
I'm making it. These Negroes down here, these stiff-necked Negroes down here, I should wipe out all of these.
Yeah.
And start anew. I forget. I remember the story. I can't remember the characters. Right, and that's why I said, you know, I posed that question to you. Is that an unrealistic expectation? Because even Yasin is too many Negroes. And I should wipe all these Negroes.
Well, that's where we are. He's saying that now.
He wants to start over again.
Hearing you say that.
People get on the ark if you believe.
It was Noah.
Was it Noah?
Yeah, and that's why the ark happened. That's why the ark happened.
See, the reason being at that time was because, you know, of course,
and he did it a few times.
God
okay, he keep on saying start over.
He wasn't humane. So he was like, he didn't understand.
So wait. Say that again.
God wasn't human. He wasn't human.
Okay.
He wasn't human. I say human. Like he wasn't human.
Okay.
So a lot with him, it was like in the Old Testament. Of course, you're dealing with. It was like
that was the law.
It was cutthroat. That's what it was.
It was the law.
Moses, you know, when Moses did it, he couldn't even get to the promised land only because he did what God told him not to do. He said, "I didn't tell you to hit the rock. I said, speak to.
Right, yeah.
And so at that moment, Moses, who was human, dealing with, well, okay, God, I get you, speak to. These niggas about to get, they. So I did it because it's like, even though, so it's like at that time when it happened, yeah, I get 100%. Wipe them all out. I start all over. But then, of course, when Jesus came, he was like, okay, Jesus bridged the gap. And he was like, so it's like, I get what you're saying. You saying that is it impossible? Is it impossible? No. I think what it is that it's about what they say in workplace. It's about skill versus will. And when it comes to being a modern person or being the best you could be, you have to want that. Can't nobody force it to you. If you're going to work, you are a businessman. You creating wine. You're doing this. I can't make you do it. You have to want to do it. And if you don't want to do it, you're not going to put your best foot forward.
So we don't want to do it?
Huh?
So we don't want
No, it's not. Some people, it's not. Yeah, some people, to be honest, to be the modern person, to be the person. No, yes, some people, it's easier not to do it. It's easier not to do it.
It's just easier sometimes because doing the work is a lot of work.
Don't want to do
work. Doing the work is a lot of work.
So in essence, and to wrap it, in essence, too, even with dealing with what Denzel said with being a modern woman, or what is a modern, I believe that the modern woman is somebody who wants to do the work and say, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not gonna let what society create to be norm. I'm not gonna go off of what you feel like it should be, because let's be transparent. We don't know necessarily what goes, because they've done, even with the technology and stuff. Denzel Pauletta has done some amazing things to not be in the limelight. Where you have people like Will and Jada who out there real, and it's like, wait, what? But these people have been together for decades in Hollywood. She's a pianist. He's an entertainer. And to be honest, in today's time, you're like, wait a minute, how did y'all get this far? And y'all, because somewhere down the line they said we're going to do the work. Somewhere down the line they said, no, we're going to do what's required to make this work. Yeah. We're going to partner. We're going to be a team. Because the truth matter is, when I do a relationship, is even when I said at the beginning, I said a relationship to me is not a requirement, it's a priority. I mean, it's not a priority. It's a privilege. Not it's a privilege. It's because I'm thinking if you say, you know what, I'm not gonna care about me, I'm gonna care about you. And if I care about you and your well-being, and then you in turn vice versa care about me and my well-being, then we never gonna last.
See, but going back, so yes, I agree. The thing that, and I'm going to go back maybe 5 minutes or so, what you were saying, or how you were saying that Yeshua bridged the gap, right? But why did Yeshua bridge the gap?
Why did he bridge the gap?
Shoot, so we didn't get wiped out again.
Because he bridged the gap, because everybody want to talk that, God the Father was fire and brimstone. Right. I want to turn that on its head and say, was he really? Because he gave us multiple different chances to get it right. And from my perspective, God the Father was like, you know what? Y'all Negroes still don't get it. So I'm going to have to come down so that I can be 100% human, yet be 100% God.
And be in your face. So
and I have to bridge the gap.
Like with raising
that.
Exactly.
So I'm going to bring it full circle here. How many times have a person, male or female, have been told what to do, how to do it in a relationship, all these different examples, and this is going outside of modern woman, right? And they can't get right. They can't get right.
Capacity is a thing.
So they don't have nobody to bridge the gap. So they keep falling on the ground, and eventually they're gonna fall hard enough to where it hurts enough. And where they eventually stop.
They're gonna get right.
Or either they'll die trying.
Decision, or they're gonna die trying. But at some point, whether they die trying or they don't get it right, at the end of the day, at some point they made a decision and say, I have to do better.
That's free will.
And you're right.
That's free will.
But that's still, when we say free will, that's still skill versus will. So that goes back to saying that, everybody have the proclivity of doing right. Everybody have the proclivity of doing right. It's not hard to do right.
Yeah,
because even with doing right, now let's be honest. sometimes doing right, we may not like the outcome of what right may look like.
If you go back to the New Testament, I think it's Paul that says something along the lines. So I'm going to challenge you on that.
Even when I do right, evil.
Yeah. So I was born in sin and raised in iniquity. So I challenge the fact that we want to do right because, and like I said, fact check me. I think it's Paul that said that. So here again, back to that same question. If Paul knew that, and like I said, y'all fact check me out.
No,
if Paul said that, is that still an unrealistic expectation for, I wouldn't necessarily say black people, but just people in general?
Skill versus will.
Will versus will choice.
You got to want to. If you
free
don't,
will.
if you don't,
it's free will.
If you don't,
I'm not challenging that.
If you don't love me, then don't talk to me. Go ahead and free yourself.
Free yourself. There you go.
So on that note, y'all, we gonna free ourselves. That was a wonderful dialogue, wonderful input on it.
Wait a minute. Before we go, so Erica, plug Beauty Under One Roof before you leave. My bad. I gotta hold down my fellow Aquarius. We so about to go into Aquarius.
I've been doing this.
Aquarius rule the world, so that's why. Look,
go back to my closing. This has been an amazing conversation on dealing with this particular topic. I think that I believe that there's no right or wrong answer to this topic. So we could go on all night. I believe that you have to do what's best for you and your partner. Do what's best for you on your situation. That's just how I feel. And I'm gonna close it out real quick. Before we leave, let's go ahead and do some brief final thoughts. Cause we done stretch this out real quick. Before we leave, let's go ahead and do our final talks real quick. We're gonna start with you, Miss Erica. Is Erica right? Is Erica
close enough?
Erica.
Miss Erica. We're gonna start with you. With any final thoughts, and also let us know about your business adventures you have going on.
And you being a politician.
I am not a politician. Not a politician.
Let's go ahead.
Thank you guys. It's been truly a pleasure. Thanks for the invite. Look, I'm coming back when I can drink.
Please. I know that's the politician conversation when you come back.
We have some stuff going on. Please follow me, Bior, the acronyms for Beauty Under One Roof, BUOR Beauty, on all social media platforms. Follow me. I got some events coming up, my Beauty and the Barber Ball, where we celebrate the beauty industry, those best hairstylists, best barber, that kind of thing.
If you need an MC, just let me know.
I'm feeling it. But just celebrating the industry that has been so good to most of us that we use in the community. So again, thank you guys. Thank you, Chris. Thank you guys for having me.
It's been a pleasure. Listen, y'all go over to Instagram.
You got to come back again.
Please go to Instagram.
You're going to have to be a returning champion.
Wherever you are, please go to her Instagram, check it out, like, follow, share, because it's some amazing things that's happening on that page, and we want you to be a part of the community as well. Ain't that right, y'all?
Exactly. And again, everybody in the comments, let's talk about this wine. Is this exclusive?
They can't
get it. But since you go give your final thought. They can't get it yet.
Listen.
Your final thought.
I just look. We're gonna add it to the menu, y'all. Just keep on watching. That's what I got to say.
And Chris, I see y'all.
Mr. CEO.
Go ahead and let us know your final thoughts before we get up out of here.
I'm going to do the Russells. Was it Russell Simmons? Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night.
Jeff Comedy Jam. Y'all have a good evening, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.